The next scenario is about a government organization asks for presentation. A prison has asked about NA and requests a presentation to their client, prisoners. Currently, there is no HNI at this prison. So, do we accept the invitation? Do we decline? Why? Do we have the resources to do the event? Is there any volunteers, literature, and funding available? What else can we do in response to this request? So this is for the government organization. They're asking for the presentation. A simple example is a prison.
Come on, people, HNI in prisons. Carrying the message. People are dying in prisons. Come on. Someone.
Wilman, Robert, Wilman,
Yeah.
yes, Wilman's ready.
Wilman.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wildman.
Unmute, yeah.
200 meters.
Yeah, Wilman Edik from Jakarta, Indonesia. Hi everyone. Thank you, Simon. It's really enlightenment for me to hear you to hear you share. According to the question, for me, yes, we accept. From our experience, prison in Jakarta especially is lack of HNI, and prison in Jakarta is heaven for a drug user. There is a drug dealer and many active addict in the prison. They sell the drugs from the prison. So when the prison is asking us to making the presentation and followed by the HNI, of course we will take it. As long as we have the PR committee, HNI committee in the area, we follow the tradition, and then the member is well known about the tradition of or the rules, yeah, the rules of the HNI and presentation. We will go like Said or Rizky shared about the prison here in Jakarta asking us to make the presentation and HNI. When we do it, we have a committee, we have books, we have key texts, we have IPs, we have literature, yeah. I remember before the COVID-19 pandemic, yeah, we go to the one of the biggest prison in Jakarta. Since then, also when the pandemic begins, there is a woman prison also. Yeah, we give the books and IPs. And when they asking us to make HNI there is no resource because there is a lockdown and everything. Yeah, so for me is we have to take it, man. Like Amitabh said, this is HNI, man. Many addicts die, man. So we have to go. We have to.
So, Wilman,
Yes.
Quick question.
Yes.
quick question.
Yes.
So when you go to a prison to do HNI, are you asked to give your ID and your name to the prison authorities for security?
Yes, as long as I remember when I read the HNI book, yeah, we have to follow the rules of the facility when we have to give our cell phone, when we have to give our IDs, our names, even the dress code, man. I mean, I cannot wear short or sandals. Yeah, I have to dress up. Yeah, because like the last workshop, yeah, we cannot afford to lose our image, yeah, to the government, or we have to present that we are a recovering addict. Yeah, we have a, yeah, of course, Amitabh, we ask for it, and we give it. We have to follow the rules of the facility, and every facility is a different rules. But even I cannot go to the toilet, yeah, and we have to ask the guard to go to the toilet and everything. We have to follow the rules. So the answer is, I take it, man. When especially the prison here is under the government, yeah, under the government. So Justice Department. So I think this is a time to, especially in Indonesia, this is our time to give them the message. There is a program, NA program, that available to the addicts, and they can access everywhere, especially in all over Indonesia now. So it's I think it's a good resource to the government to decrease the drugs pandemic here. So is there any question, Amitabh?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
That
okay,
was
then.
fantastic.
Okay,
That
thank
was
you.
fantastic.
Thank you. That's all I have
That
to
was
share.
fantastic, Wilbur. Thank you.
Thank
One
you,
thing I
Vilman.
wanted to share about this question was that we wanted to point out that H&I and PR work together. Organization in each area and region is different. Some people still call it a PI committee. Some people still call it an H&I committee. The real thing here is that many of the communities in the Asia Pacific Forum don't go into prisons. And so this is a great opportunity. I mean, H&I is growing in Indonesia. When I was there 20 years ago, there was none. There are other countries, other communities that don't have it. So it's the opportunity to carry the message into the prisons, to learn what H&I is. I put a couple of resources, links in the chat for H&I. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric. I would like to share a little bit about the experience in Bali itself.
Mm-hmm.
For the prison, when the government organization asks for the presentation. It's also important because this is the question is, we say yes to the prisoner, but before we go to the prisoner, it's also important to do the presentation for the staff. So what happened in Bali was grateful when APF was here, 2019, the World Service able to make the private meeting with Indonesian government. So that was actually open up our door to go into the prison and other government office. And also yes, we say yes. Do we accept the invitation? Yes, but we also need to be clear about the message. In Bali itself, before we have to redo it, our presentation, because we do have the HNI since 2004, but the message was get messed up because whoever was doing it before is also bring present for the prisoner. So it's always people have, the prisoner have this thinking that NA is about, is a present, it's about the food is coming, about the cigarette is coming, not the message itself. So that has to be clear when, especially for the prisoner. And yes, do we have the resource for this event? As Eric was mentioned about the PR have to work together with the HNI, because then the follow-up after that, we need to have the resource that is can bring the HNI, can do the HNI in the prison itself. We have to have this solid team of the area service committee. Yeah, so for me, it's really important that presentation to the staff, and then after that to the prisoner, and it's a clear the message. And literature is absolutely important. Last year, we wasn't really prepared when we was about to go into the prison after we back from Chiang Mai. We only have one literature in Bahasa Indonesia. So we couldn't access any other thing for the literature in our language, because the prisoner have absolutely amazing feedback when we doing the presentation. And also the presentation have to be clear. Myself have to work together with Amitabh to making special presentation for the prisoner, because that is two different presentation for the prisoner and for the staff of the prison. Thank you.
Thank you, Nita. Saeed, that is
Saeed.
Saeed, unmute yourself.
Yeah, I did, Eric. Thank you.
Okay.
So I just want to add up what I was trying to say. Actually, Nita already laid out, but I just want to add something up that is quite important. Is for us to maintain communications with the prisoner, the staff of the prison, whether it's a doctor or whomever it is. By maintaining that, we can still continue to send out literatures and stuff like that. For instance, last year, well, Wilman already mentions about our presentations to the prisons, but we didn't follow through because of the COVID. But I'm able to maintain communications with one of the doctor there, and we managed to send a bunch of literature for the inmates to read. That's all. Thank you.
okay.
Well, can I add up something? Okay. Well, again, my name is Saeed and I'm an addict. I'm from Tehran, Iran. Well, we had the experience here in our HNI and Public Relations Committee, and that was we would work as has been mentioned earlier, that we work together. It's very important to work with together with HNI and to sort of, you know, PR and maybe a chair of HNI. They go and then they present the program to the government people and especially HNI staff, and let them know who we are, where we are, and what we do, and what we don't do. Do's and don'ts. Those are very important to make it clear for the people. And also, we had this experience here. This is the point which I wanted to add up. We come to an understanding, to mutual understanding with the prisoners chief, prison chief or staff, to sign up a memorandum of understanding, تفاهمنامه. We signed that agreement, paper of agreement, so we can, you know, go to those prisons for a year or maybe 2, 3, depending on that understanding we come to. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Said. So, yeah, we have this 3 scenario, and we just gonna. Oh, I see Simon's hands is up. Can you just give us briefly of what your experience, please, Simon?
It has been my ambition all my life to be briefly. I'm still working on this.
Love it.
One thing about NA is that we all have an opinion on everything. I sit here and my legs shake because I'm so desperate to speak about this and this and this and this. I thought one of the best things I've heard today was when Sandy said, when we get the opportunity for a presentation, we must be strategic and look for who are the higher ups, who is the next level up. We must be speaking to them because strategically we want to continue our work. This really is the difference between PI and PR. It is the difference between a one-night stand and a long-term relationship. I think it's a very good picture, this actually. And I know many addicts will understand this difference. I think that what she is suggesting is that we look for the continuation of this. I think what Eric said was important, that H&I speaks to addicts and public relations speak to people who speak to addicts. And I don't think it is only this, but generally H&I address members and PI addresses professionals and family and la la la. So it is important we have a strategy. Always. This is the difference from using to recovery. When I was using, I had no plan. Now I'm in recovery, it is my responsibility to develop a plan, to have a strategy. What will happen next? What do I want from this? How do we want this to grow? So it is really exciting if a prison invites us to speak to addicts. This is really exciting. But the first thing we must do is take a breath and make a plan. Because when we speak to addicts, we make a promise to them. It is direct or indirect, we will help you, right? And we must be able to help them if we make this promise. If we cannot help them, this promise is empty. So really the plan is the most important thing. And also, if we go in with a plan, we are much more confident in our presentation. We appear more viable as an organization. We are not just some fly-by-night snake oil salesman. We are a viable program of recovery that is available for any addict everywhere. I will try really hard to be quiet now. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Simon. It's an amazing point.